Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
How about yourself?
Good. You got a haircut?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
uh,
sorry about last week. I forgot to cancel it. I remember mentioning it to you, and I forgot to talk to Maria about
yeah, I told Maria too when I saw the decline. I called her up to just
it.
give her a heads up. So you're
Yeah.
good.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Um, how's Theo?
Been doing well. He's getting bigger. Got him another next guard and heart guard or whatever yesterday. He's 24 pounds now. So
Oh yeah.
not even quite 5 months. I thought he was already older than 5 months. I'm losing track.
Oh really?
Yeah.
The size throwing you off?
Yeah, I guess so, a little bit. I mean, he doesn't look like that big, but like he's solid.
Yeah, no, schnauzers. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty solid dogs.
Yeah. So it's cool. Otherwise, everything's been going pretty well.
Okay.
I got the gentle leader.
Okay.
He did not like that. So we're working on getting it on and stuff like that. I didn't end up getting the one with the DVD. So I'm just like, well, I gotta look at like YouTube videos and stuff like just to get him used to it. He's always down for treats, but
Yeah, I can walk you through it. Um, it's not difficult. You know, um, he's not meant to have all this crap on himself, like the
yeah,
collar, harness, gentle leader, or any of that.
yeah,
So it's not uncommon for puppies, even for like the regular flat collar, they'll like
yeah,
fuck around and like yip and all that stuff.
yeah,
And then people usually back off because they're like, oh my God, the puppy. And I'm like, they're fine. Just, they got to get
yeah.
used to the collar.
Exactly. Just leave it.
Yeah. So I can show you how to, because in the DVD, like it's a really slow process, which is fine. Like put the nose through and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then you get a dog that just is like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have to essentially what I call force condition and just
Yeah,
put it on the dog and work them through the resistance, and then
yeah,
they're fine.
yeah.
So yeah, and it's easy to do. So,
Cool.
um, anything else?
um, I don't think so. I mean, not that I could think of off the top of my head. He started going back in the garbage again in the bathroom, but we haven't caught him in the act of it.
Sure.
So like, oh man, just like toilet paper, like grab toilet paper out of there and stuff. So
Yeah. Um, is it kind of like you show up and it's already been done, or do you like catch him and then he runs out?
no, it's like we'll be like I don't know, Andrew will be working on homework. I'm in the kitchen or something like that, and then I see him over here chewing on paper, and then there's like 5 pieces of paper all over. So I guess it's already done.
Yeah. I mean,
Or
because
it's like, yeah.
you can correct them from chewing on the paper,
Mhm.
and then you could like set them up essentially by like leaving rolls of toilet paper out
Yeah.
when you're mindful, and then you're gonna correct them.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Okay,
it's really
good, yeah.
just a lot of
Just watching
remembering
him.
to keep the door closed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we try to do. Just keep it closed.
Is that his only vice, or has he got like other things that he does?
um, yeah, I mean, he doesn't really like chew on any furniture or anything, which is good. Trying to think what else he does. Yeah, no, no. He used to chew in the corner of the one cabinet, but he doesn't do that anymore. So that's really like the biggest thing is that. I mean, if you're like cleaning or something, he'll attack like the Swiffer or whatever,
Sure.
or if you're like wiping the floor or whatever, or cleaning something, he'll try to grab the paper towel. So I guess I don't know if it's just consistently, the same material or what.
Yeah. And all those things, like like he's not doing anything bad,
Yeah,
you know, uh, compared to what dogs could do. But you can always stop those things.
yeah,
Because then it just becomes a pain in the ass. Because every time you try to clean your house, your dog's just like biting stuff,
yeah,
vacuum
makes
cleaning their room and all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
Um, and what are you guys using the spray still?
The spray, yeah, it works pretty well. The only time we really had to use a bunker was one time he was in the cage and he started whining when he was at Angie's, and
Oh,
then
I
he
remember.
and then he stopped right away, and then I think I sprayed him once or twice. I forgot what it was for, and I don't know. He didn't listen. So then I bonked him, and then he got the message. So I don't remember what he was doing, but it was something not good. He was just being like mischievous, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to make your life easier, I'd probably just graduate to the bonker now.
Exactly.
Especially for those bigger things, you know, like attacking the Swiffer and the toilet paper stuff for sure when you catch them, and when you kind of force the issue by leaving the stuff out to tempt them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, let's say, because he's going to learn to recognize the bonker at some point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so that when you go to grab it, he's going to look at you and, like, either stop and walk away or, like, run off and play the runaway game. And you can still correct at that point. So as long as
he's like, oh, shit, and then he starts running.
Because he's still in the moment. Like, he's running for a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of my trainers about this the other day, because I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, I've corrected dogs as long as 15 to 20 minutes after the fact because I've had to chase them around.
Yeah.
And it still resonates. And then she's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, how do you know it resonates? I'm like, because the next time they try to do it, when I go to address them, there is no runaway. It's an immediate, it's just, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah. So, yeah, for sure. I would, you know, I wouldn't fall into the mindset of I told him no, and then he did stop, but then because then like every day you're having to tell your dog no.
Yeah, I think I heard you too in that same video that we keep referring to, that they think it's okay to do it until you say no,
Correct.
as opposed to just correcting it. So,
Correct.
How about I think we discussed this before, but like jumping on people. Like today I was in the elevator and he was just like, he was cool, and then he jumps, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's a puppy thing, but
yeah,
how do I with that?
He's excited. So like when it comes to correcting dogs outside, that's where things get a little dicey because people.
Yep.
So like if it happened in the home, I just bonk them.
Yep.
The gentle leader will actually help you alleviate a lot of that because it's going to give you an immediate control over him.
Yeah.
So like even if he tried to, as soon as you put pressure on that leash, you're going to redirect them.
Yeah.
Before he even gets the opportunity to do so.
Okay.
So, and then we also want to think about the person, because sometimes people are like, oh, it's okay. Like, I love puppies. Like, let them jump on me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, no, because now you're teaching my dog a bad habit.
Yeah. And then some people hate it. And it's, that's a tough thing. Some people are dog people. Some people are not. Like I see, they'll take them for a walk and people will be like against the wall. I'm like,
oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, is he that scary? Look at, I guess he looks angry. He's a schnauzer, you know?
I see that a lot with like when I walk my pit or pits in general, power breeds, you know, but I wouldn't think that of a schnauzer. That's funny.
Yeah, I know, right? I guess some people are just not dog people, you know?
Yeah, unless he's got those angry eyebrows or something.
He does, yeah, because they won't let him cut his face. So he's got long hair on his face. You'll see him later. But, I mean, they're not angry eyebrows, but they're like, I don't know, they're pretty long.
Give him personality.
Yeah, it kind of looks funny. He looks like an angry old man, grumpy old man.
Sure. No, I like schnauzers a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only part, unfortunately, is with puppies or dogs in general. Like, people crouch down or like baby talk to them, causing all these issues, and then it's like the owner, especially once they've worked with me, like they'll have to correct the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get into like a thing with the person because the person is like, oh my God, what are you doing? They're like, well, you didn't ask for permission to pet my dog, and then you did that, and then my dog misbehaved, quote unquote. So I have to correct them. Yeah. So had you not done that, my dog would have not gotten corrected. So like, who's really at fault?
Exactly. Yeah, I know, and that's what's hard for us too, because one of our security people down here like consistently gets him riled up. And it's like super annoying. It was like kind of cute at first, you know, whatever. Oh, okay, cool. You know, she's happy. There's a puppy, whatever. And now it's like we're taking him out at 11 o'clock trying to go to bed. And then she's, Theo, you know, and we're like, oh my God. But like, how do you not look like an asshole now? You know what I mean?
Man, I bonked your security person.
Yeah, right? Oh, yeah. He's like, come here, Theo, come here. And then he's like piped up. And then he's running around the whole house. It's 11 o'clock. And we're like, dude, hey. Relax, you know.
Right.
Is it really his fault, you know? Because he would have been fine. He would have done his business. He would have went to bed. But yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know. She's, It's just annoying.
It's just people, man. You know, it's just you're not the first person. You're not going to be the last person.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to say I'm an asshole, but I'm blunt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just get it done right off the bat because when we talk about dog behavior and like letting things go, they learn a habit, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing for humans. Yep. So it's like right off the bat, you know, if we swapped roles and I'm walking my puppy out and they're like, oh my God, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that to my puppy. Yeah. You know, I was like, you can ask me if you could greet them and I'll say, you know, maybe I'll say, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so then I prevent that in the future because now it's a learned habit. And if you try to address it now you look like a bigger asshole. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, well, why'd you let me do it for, 3 months? And I was like, well, it wasn't a problem 3 months ago, but now it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're like, you know, you don't want to make it seem like, you know, you got something against her or something like that. But
yeah. And it's funny because during our training sessions that we do at Oz Park, we have off-leash dogs running to us and like just people coming up to us and you'll just hear me in the video, no. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Put your dog on a leash.
Yep.
You know, get your dog, right? Like I'm just boom. I don't say please, I say get your dog. Put your dog on a leash, right? And the people, like I haven't gotten attitude yet. I expect I will. Yeah. And just last Saturday, I was working with a gentleman. We trained his older dog, but then they got a puppy, and the puppy was driving him nuts. So he brought him to my board and train. It's for his sons. So I'm training his sons, and there was a lady there that was mentally unstable. Clearly so.
Yeah, we have one of those. Huh? We have one of those in our building too.
Yeah. So like I recognized it, like, okay, but I could see she was harassing a couple. Right. And I'm teaching my lesson. She's literally like 30 feet away and I'm watching and she's harassing the couple, but nobody says anything. Like they're like too afraid to say anything. Right. She's there for at least 10 minutes. Then finally they get up and leave. Then she goes to a couple behind us for like another 10 minutes.
You're like
then
that.
They get up and leave. Right? So then she walks over to us and she caught me off guard because I'm talking to my client, his son. And next thing I know, I turn, I see her right, like literally just right next to me. And then she goes like this, like she's going to hit me. So I'm like, holy shit, right?
Yeah.
So then she like runs off and I'm like, what the fuck? But then she starts going to my client's son. And he's about 13. And as soon as I saw, I said, nope. I was like, you leave him alone. Like just out, like just very firm. I didn't yell or scream, just very firm. Yeah. And she looked at me and just walked off. But then didn't come our way, period. She kept harassing everybody else though.
Interesting.
But because I said, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
She wasn't get away with it. You know, so people were by being passive and non-threatening, were entitling her to keep harassing other people. Yeah. And right after she left us, I was like, just call 311, have the cops come over here. Yeah. And they came, and then that was a whole ordeal. And it's all within the session. Like you see it happen within 15 minutes of the session. You just see me go, nope, get the fuck out of here. So, you know, how do you say, when I say non-threatening, people are afraid to assert themselves. Yeah. Whether it's with, and I understood that lady was mentally unstable. You could clearly see it. So I'm not angry at the lady, but at the same time, it doesn't give her the right to harass people. You know? Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to human dog world, it's a lot of the same stuff. You know? Exactly. With what you allow and what you don't allow. Yeah. And even when you meet people and you make friends, if you present yourself a certain way and maybe they try something, like try to get a fast one on you, and you kind of forgive it, right? Because you're like, whatever, like I don't care. Yeah. But then they learn that behavior. Yeah. And then later on, when you try to address it with them, it becomes a problem. So with dogs, it's very much the same thing with the puppies. You know, people are letting these things go by, and then eventually it's a bigger problem once the dog's older. So I think you'll learn a lot about yourself and just people in general by having. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I found that I did that actually at work. It was kind of funny. The mom and the kid were arguing, and I'm like, I'm just like, hey, like I'm the middleman right now. This is not the most important thing to be arguing about. Like,
I'm not dealing with it today. You guys hold this conversation off, and they both stopped. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like after the fact, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, there's the dog dad coming out of me. Like, no.
And it was good for you as a parent in the future, if that's in your future there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because I see even people being passive with their kids in terms of other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Like I'm like, man, as soon as it involves my child or a client's dog and stuff, I'm right in there.
Yep.
But that's why I own my own business. That's why, I have the career that I do, because I'm that personality type. No, not everybody is, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But everybody has it in them to a degree.
Yep.
So
at a certain point.
Kudos to you for putting that to a stop.
Thank you. Thank you.
So with Theo, I think last we had gone over like the down and the rollover stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that going?
It's going well. The rollover is still kind of, he gets it, but like, I don't know if it's like the certain hand motion that we do that it's not consistent, like over, because sometimes he'll just try to he'll go like this and then stand up or something like that. So I don't know if it's just like the angle that we do it at, because then if you put it too far behind his head, he like goes like this and then switches over or something, or like we'll go around instead of flipping. So maybe it's got to be more up, but then he like sits up for it. So down is good. He's doing this a little bit better.
Okay.
We got him to stand one time or a couple times, so it's all doing a little bit better. He's super quick on it. It's just that the rollover, I don't know if it's just like we don't have like a specific hand motion for it, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, I mean, it is like going like this, but I think he's like just trying to get the treat. And it takes a couple tries. So
that makes sense with his personality type, because he's a very kind of like impulsive dog, right?
Oh yeah.
So what I would do for the rollover is so we tend to always shoot for 100 as humans. When we're training a dog, people always try to get the full behavior.
Yeah.
And if I see a dog's not getting the full behavior, I start to go to incremental rewards. Mm-hmm. So then I might just reward him just for bringing his head over his shoulder, right? And I make him super comfortable with just putting his head here. And once I see that that happens reliably, then I try, can I get your head over the shoulder and your arms up?
Yeah.
And then I start rewarding there. So you're going from a quarter to half to 3/4 to the full roll.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get a more consistent.
It makes more sense.
Yeah. Because that's what you're trying to create is consistency. Like if you try roll over 20 times and he does it 3 out of 20 times, it's going to take him forever to learn.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if you make your little increments, 18 out of 20 times consistent, he gets it. And then you build it, you're going to get it quicker.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can show you that too. Anything else with Theo?
Trying to think. I mean, he's been pretty good on the pottying thing. Still kind of, well, he has a separation anxiety when like Angie left to go back by her parents yesterday, and like we were outside together and she walked away. He went like absolutely nuts. Sure. I've never seen him do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was fine. Once we got him inside, he whined a little bit and then he was fine. But it was just like that whole thing. He was like jumping and like trying to pull out of his collar and everything. He saw her walk away. I'm like, oh, geez, he should have just left.
Sure. Yeah. So that's not uncommon.
Yeah.
So technically an easy fix in terms of the outburst. So like, let's say you were inside.
Yeah.
And if that's something you're wanting to correct sooner rather than later, that's what I would do. Is the next time Angie's going to leave, have him leashed up and you're holding him, but you're inside your home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Have your bonkers ready. And then say your goodbyes. She leaves. And it's really the fact that he's on a restraint that causes the big outburst. Okay? So being outside shouldn't really matter, or inside.
Yeah.
So I set up the contacts, and in the moment you see him start to throw that little hissy fit, and I mean, as soon as you see it, don't wait for it to be an explosion.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
You're correcting him. You're saying that's nonsense. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. Attachment issues among, especially when there's two owners, is super common.
Yeah.
Where one owner tries to walk away and the dog's pulling back towards the other one. In the future, like if it's stuck and it became a problem, because I get couples that can't even separate from each other, or else the dog loses it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, well, obviously we have to make that happen. It's addressable. It's just it's more difficult. Whereas now you can just tell them like cut the crap. Like that's not necessary.
Yeah.
But I say inside, so you don't have to worry about people going like, "What the hell are you doing?" Bonk.
Yeah. So whacking your dog and stuff like that. I know, because that's how people. Yeah, it's weird too.
Yeah, and ideally, it actually come from Angie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can correct, but ideally, it come from her because she's the one that's empowering the behavior, right?
So you would leave and then come back, and
so like because. Typically, when one owner starts to separate, the dog will already start to pursue. Yeah. So as they're moving, they'll just turn around and correct.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then they, do the full leave or whatever. But let's say he's fine until she leaves. Well, then you'd have to correct, obviously.
Yeah.
But whenever we see stuff like that, like when I get dogs that possess an owner, like I get dogs that'll bite like the husband or girlfriend or the wife or whatever.
So my dad's dog is.
Yeah. So the person that the dog is possessing is technically the one that has to correct the dog.
Okay.
They're the one that empowers the dog. Right. So sure, the husband could correct them, but if the wife still feels a certain way about the dog and coddles them and all that stuff, the dog's going to stay stuck.
Yeah.
And it's just constant back and forth. So in your case, you could do either or because it's just minor stuff.
Yeah.
But that would be something I would push.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty, easy. he gets the point pretty quickly with the bonkers. So yeah, like you said, just bonk.
Yeah. I have a client that they have a little golden doodle.
Yeah.
He looks like a little teddy bear. And I kept telling him because they're using the spray and they bought like a case of spray and stuff, so they must have spent at least like a couple $100 on that crap.
Oh geez, oh no.
And, like everybody's got one and stuff. But I kept telling him you're struggling because your dog needs a firmer correction.
Yeah.
And then finally this past week the dog bit the youngest daughter.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's only 3 months. So I was like, your dog is still talking to you in dog language by biting your daughter, right? So I'm like, even though it's only 3 months, logically as a human, I get where you're coming from, but you have to understand that you need to talk to him like a dog.
Yeah.
And I'm not opposed to the spray stuff for when it works, but I'm like, in a scenario like that, like the dog bit your daughter, and it was a good bite. He didn't puncture, but she was like, it was a good one.
Like an actual aggressive bite, because he used to bite, nip, whatever, but it was an actual aggressive bite.
Yeah, because he was guarding his bully stick.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So, but they're the parents are on board. It's the kids though, just getting the kids comfortable and trying to understand physicality and all that stuff, which is difficult.
Yeah.
But so for Theo, even though the behaviors, because that's what people always relate things to, they relate it to aggression.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my dog's needy, but they're not aggressive. I'm like, would you want a needy boyfriend or girlfriend? Like, really?
Yeah.
And another dog would just correct that behavior if it was something that they didn't like.
Yep.
So,
and that's why sometimes we'll bring them to the dog park just to run around and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's, of course, still working with other people. You're like, I don't know what they're okay with and whatnot, because he likes to jump and stuff. But I like when he goes to an older dog and they correct him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Luckily, it hasn't been like a bite or anything like that. It's just been like a snap or whatever. Right. And I don't know. It's great because I'm like, he understands that way better than anything. I'll tell him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So, hey, you can't do that. You can't jump on me. You can't whatever. But
I actually had a friend of mine. Her dog, she had a Shih Tzu, and she had kids, and the kids would always drop lollipops and stuff.
Yeah.
And the dog would eat the candy, but then when she would try to get the popsicle stick, the dog would guard it. So then one day, I guess they had dropped something, and she had to pick up the dog immediately, and the dog bit her. on the hand.
Yeah.
And she said that her instinct, like she just immediately like just bit the dog on the ear in response.
He probably got it then, though.
And yeah, so then she's like, I felt bad. She's like, I wasn't thinking. He bit me. He was in my hand, so I bit his ear, and he yelped. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. He's on the thing about to bite this plant. Oh, As soon as I sit up, he ran away.
Yeah.
I guess that's a part where you'd still chase him down and correct him because he knows. He knows damn well he's not supposed to be doing that. All right, I'm sorry. Continue.
I could see it in your face too. I'm like, he's doing something.
But
yeah, she bit the dog in the ear. The dog yelped or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, but Jesse, he hasn't touched anything since.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's how it works. I'm like, I don't suggest you bite your dog, but that is how they talk to each other.
Yep.
You know, and I'm like, there you prove the lesson. There you go. Aversives are healthy.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. Let's go ahead and get this guy with his gentle leader. If we get some treats ready.
Yeah. I gotta cut up. I got some good stuff. So let me get that ready and tap the kidney real quick. I'll be right back.
For sure. Yep. Go ahead.
See him?
Yeah, I see him zooming around.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I left him hungry today for this because last time he was kind of not that into it. So, hey. Oh, now he's getting really excited. Okay.
Have you tried putting it on him at all?
Just like once or twice. Hold on, wait, let's see. Or I don't even know how to really put this on. I guess maybe I didn't put it on right. So just like this slips over his muzzle. Oh, I'm sorry. This slips over his muzzle, and then this clips to the leash. I guess.
Right. So that ring on your left hand or in your left hand is where the leash clips to.
Yeah.
And then that little plastic part there, that's actually what helps you fit it to lock it.
Okay. Yeah, I had no idea how to work this time.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. And then so go ahead and there's a swivel clasp on it on the plastic thing. Yeah. And go ahead and when you press it down, it's going to feel like sometimes they're really tough and it feels like they're going to break.
Yeah.
And then when you unsnap it, it's the same thing. So that's what locks it and unlocks it in place.
Yeah.
Right?
I see.
So go ahead and take the loop part of it and just put your hand through it so it's around your wrist.
Like this?
Yeah. Okay. So then what you would do is take the clasp and slide it all the way up to where the oh, I see. My bad. Sorry. Take it off your wrist.
Oh, this part.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. Like that. No?
Close.
Okay.
So yeah, I know it's. So that part goes around his neck, right? You see how there's a little loop?
Oh, this is the collar. This goes around his muzzle.
Correct. So you want to push that part in your left hand, push it up.
Yeah.
Down,
This
Theo.
one.
Right,
This
but
one?
you see there's like a little loop there with the black lining.
Yeah.
Push that through. See, there's like a ring that it goes through on your collar.
This thing right here.
Yeah.
This?
So you see how there's that on your right hand where you're holding it?
Yeah.
It feeds through. Pull it through.
Oh, like, jeez. So, I mean, just like, do you put this? Hey! He caught me lacking. All right,
Yeah.
so take this part and loop it through somewhere.
So you see where it's got the black lining on the inside?
Yes.
Okay, put your hand on that part.
Okay.
So keep your right hand on the collar.
Yes.
And your left hand on that part. Now push with your left hand, not the clasp. Push what you're holding that strip, and it goes through.
Like that.
Yeah. There you go. Right. So
okay.
What happens is go ahead and put the collar over your wrist.
Okay.
And then make this shape with your hand. and you're gonna pretend that's his muzzle.
Okay.
Right, and then we'll treat the your wrist as kind of the base of his neck here. So put the collar itself here.
Okay. So this goes here.
Yes, and then you
Alright.
see where that part on top, that would be his muzzle.
Okay.
Okay, and then you would push that black clasp all the way up, and then
I see. Tighten it.
yes, and then lock it down.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I know it's a little weird, but once you get used to it, it's no problem. But when you
Okay.
put that clasp, you want to put it as snug as possible. So you might even pull through on the bottom to make sure that this here tightens up, so that when you lock it, it's snug, so that it doesn't slip off his face.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and let me see you try to do that for him.
Should I reward him for anything or just try?
Just try, and then have your food ready in case he starts having a moment.
Go. There he is. All right, let's see. So do I like clip this on him and then slip
Yeah,
it
so
on?
go ahead and fit it to his neck.
Okay. All right, come here. Uh-huh. All right, it's on his neck.
And then what you do is you take that part that I had told you to feed through,
Yeah.
and you'll pull
Put
it
it on
through
the
and then loop it over his nose.
Oh, I'd say that went a lot better than I thought. Maybe I just wasn't doing it right. It's not that tight though. I'm trying to tighten it. There we go. All right, let's try that.
There you go. Yeah. He doesn't look too bothered by it.
Nah.
Go ahead and
There
it is.
Now look at him.
Go ahead and clip your leash to it, to that ring on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Now what I'm gonna have, we'll just jump right into it. Go ahead and what you're gonna do is you're gonna start to lightly pull up. Right, up, and then hold. A little bit more up. Right, and as soon as he relaxes, you're gonna relax the pressure. Right, now up. And relax. And then up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and relax. Good. Go ahead and grab some treats.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do here is we're trying to condition Theo to respond to the pressure. Everything he's doing is normal.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Right? So you see how he sat down?
Yeah.
What I'm going to have you do is, like here, pull up. Up, up. Up. Yep. And up, up. Keep it relaxed. I'm sorry. Keep it how you have it. Good. Up. And, yep, hold. Yep. And relax. Okay? And what we're trying to do is when you pull up, he should start putting his butt down at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and take a step back more towards where your entertainment center is. There you go. Right there. Up. Yep, but just main hold. And relax. Feed. Good. We're not going to care that he gets up.
Yeah.
Okay? Up. Good. Up.
You got another piece here. Oh, are we better already?
So go ahead and pull up lightly. Right there. Just a little bit more up. Right. Yep. And just hold. Just hold. Up. So you want to pull them up here. Yep. Up. Up. Right. And hold. And you're not choking them, so don't worry. Okay. A little bit more up. Up, up. Yeah,
it's like laying
up, up, up. Right? Almost. Almost. And there. Now, he almost gave you the sitting position. So what you're trying to teach him here is, so what he's doing is normal. Okay? It's called opposition reflex. When a dog feels pressure, they go against it.
Yeah.
And you're trying to teach him that the pressure isn't anything bad, that the pressure is actually communicating to him. Okay? Yeah. But we're trying to teach him that there's an answer. So when you're pulling up, he's not in any kind of discomfort. He's just going, I don't like this, what do I do? Right? And you have to let him ride it out, and they look like crazy little alligators.
Yeah.
And as soon as he relaxes and he sits down, I immediately feed, and he goes, oh, there's an answer here, and I just need to, not panic and think about what is the answer, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to try a few more to see if we can get him to relax, because once you get him over that hump, it's easy.
Yeah. Poor guy. Andrew would have had a tough time with this session.
Trust me, this is nothing on the scope of what I've seen with dogs. When people see that stuff, they're like, oh my God, am I scarring my dog psychologically? I go, no. I'm like, you actually scar your dog, quote unquote, scar them if you stop.
Yeah.
Because then they're not learning to work through these moments, right? And life is going to be full of moments where he's going to become nervous or anxious or fearful or whatever. Yeah. Is you have to help them, and then all this stuff actually toughens the dog up in a positive way. And you saw the videos, right, of the mom coming in and like harassing the puppies and just like dominating them and like biting them and stuff, right? So like this is our equivalent with puppies of how I toughen them up, but on their scale, it's relatively nothing.
All right. Yeah, it looks like that one thing. Remember how you're like, oh, if I, like in their mind, they're like, oh, if I, I can't do anything, so I just gotta lay here and rest or whatever. It kind of seems like where he's at right now. He's just laying down.
Yeah, no, he's trying to shut down because he doesn't like the pressure. But then if you don't move him past that, then you're gonna stay stuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, what's next? I got a treat.
So go ahead and grab your leash closer to where the collar is. About there, that's good. I'm sorry, you can give like maybe 2 feet of slack. There you go. Yeah, that's perfect. And then lightly pull up. All right, so you see how he just kind of puts his weight down, right? There it is. Right, so then just keep holding. Up, up, and up, and relax, feed. Good. Attaboy. And right there, when he does that, you can pat him like real firm, like like they do in football and stuff, to kind of like, yeah, good boy. Okay.
Good job.
Go ahead and try. Okay, yeah. Now try it again. Up.
Up. No, I shouldn't say anything. Oops,
right. Just use your leash. You're good. And relax. And feed. Good, and praise. Good boy. Attaboy. Good. And reload.
All right, so up.
So here he's already sitting, right? So go ahead and keep it relaxed. So when you pull up, Theo's response should be to put his butt down, right? So now that he's sitting, we technically can't do that. So what I'm going to have you do instead is keep your leash how you have it and start to walk backwards. And as you walk backwards, there should be tension. Yep. Yep. Keep moving. Now feed. Good boy.
Good boy. Yeah. Good. Yeah. All right.
Good. Going to reload.
Actually, yeah. Okay. He's like, all right, I get it. Kind of.
It's pressure on, pressure off is what you're teaching here.
So, all right. So, should I pull him towards this way, or should I just have him pull up and have him sit?
Do the up and sit. Right. Relax, feed. There you go. Good boy.
Alrighty. Reload.
Now you can do the backwards with the light pull. There you go, feed. Excellent. And a boy. And I'm going to have you try that little cycle of the up for sit and then the back for the move towards you 3 more times.
Mm-hmm. 3 more?
Yeah.
This one he's still having trouble with.
Right. Yeah. It'll take a bit, but he's actually getting it. He's getting it really well.
I didn't have to pull him this time.
Sure. So try repositioning.
Let's see if I walk this way. Huh. No, now he's jumping.
Now up. And then relax and feed. Good.
Alright, now we have another one. I can get it. Nah. Sit back up.
Yep.
So should I go up or move?
Yeah, go ahead and go up since you stood up.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And a boy.
Alright, since he's sitting, we'll pull forward.
There you go.
Alright.
Try one more, just like that.
Alright, now let me rip this one in half. There we go. Alright, this is the up is still. There we go. Good boy. Yes. Alright, then since we're here, we pull you a little bit, and boom.
Good.
The pull is not as bad.
So, what you've just taught Theo here is the concept of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pressure on when you need him to do something, pressure off once he does it.
Yeah.
Okay. The pressure that he's feeling is uncomfortable to a degree, and that's what. So when we do more advanced training, there's different types of negative pressure, and in my book, if you're wanting reliable obedience, you need to apply some form of pressure, and each type of pressure gets you a different level of reliability. So now, let's go back to the elevator when you mentioned earlier when he saw someone, right, and he started jumping. Was that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, let's say you go in the elevator, you have a tool that you can make Theo sit, right? And then if you were to see the thought or him try to jump, you would just immediately pull up, and his response should be to put his butt back down.
Yeah.
Okay? So it makes it very easy to get the dog back under control. So what you're doing here is teaching him what to do when he feels this leash pull in a certain way, so that when you're on the elevator, he's not throwing a spiel in the elevator. He goes, oh, I'm supposed to put my butt down.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? Now, this also gives you a means of reinforcing your obedience to a better degree. So, like, we're gonna revisit the. So when I say sit, I don't say stay. If you say stay, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. That's just my style. Is what we're gonna do here is you've essentially taught Theo how to sit with no words using the leash and the gentle leader, right? If you pull up, that means you put your butt down. So if I say sit and Theo sits, I don't do anything. Right? But then he shouldn't move. So then if I start to walk around and I'm holding the leash as I walk around him and he stands up, I wouldn't say sit. I would just pull up on the leash. So now I can reinforce it physically. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So go ahead and get a treat, and then we're gonna start advancing his obedience a little bit here.
Okay. Alrighty.
Now you're not gonna pull your leash here. You're just gonna use the word sit, and we're gonna see what Theo does.
Sit.
Good. Okay. So now Theo is in a sit stay, and he shouldn't move. And I'm going to have you walk around him in a half moon. And if Theo were to stand up, don't say sit, just pull up on your leash. And up. And relax. Continue moving around. That's fine. The other way. Now walk back to Theo and feed. Good boy.
That is a good boy. So freaking smart, man, I swear. Like, in terms of a dog, like my last dog, forget it. He only knew sit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right.
Now, I'm going to point out now, because now you have a tool that gives you more control, is when you gave Theo the treat and you went to go get another one, he got up, right?
Yeah.
You would technically reinforce that using the
So
leash
I would have to
pressure.
pull him up.
Correct. Okay, so once you say sit, sit means keep your butt down until I give you permission to move.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did we talk about the break command before?
Yeah, with the food, he's awesome with that. He's perfect.
Excellent.
Like, it only took him a couple times.
Good.
He got the concept. Now he'll look at the food, then he'll stare at you until, well, we say go.
Sure.
Or, like, I don't know if it's go or whatever, just the sound of, like, go, you know?
Sure.
Like that, like, quick noise, but he will not. He won't go until, whatchamacallit?
You give him permission?
We release him, so.
Good. So what we want to do here is add a release word to clarify for him when he can get up from the command.
Yeah, break would probably work well.
So what you're going to do is you're going to say sit. You're going to repeat what you just did, okay?
Yeah.
And then once you feed him, you're going to wait a moment, and then you're going to do that pull forward, like towards you, like you did earlier. And when you see him get up, you're going to say break, and then feed him again.
Okay, I gotta grab another one then.
Yeah.
All right, good. He didn't move yet. That's good. That's good. Okay. So walk around, right?
Is he in a sit, or did he sit by himself?
Well, I might have lifted my hand.
Okay.
But he's sitting.
So go ahead and just tell him break and move, but don't feed him, and then do a verbal sit, so to reset it.
Okay. All right, break. All right. There
Good.
we go. That's it.
Good. Now move around. Good. Back to Theo. You're going to feed. Yep. And then you're going to wait a moment, and you're going to start to give that pull towards you. And then when you see him get up, break. And when he stands up, feed.
Break.
There you go.
Wow, he like got up almost immediately as I said it.
Yeah.
That's good.
We'll try that 2 more times, that sequence.
Okay. All right. Sit. Sit.
Good. Back to Theo. Yep. Good. Wait a moment. When you're ready, break.
All right. Break. No. There
Cool. There you go. Good. One more. Now, on that last one you did, you said sit twice, right?
I think so, yeah.
And what you would do is when you cue the sit, if he doesn't respond within a second, you use the light pull up to get him to go into position.
There he sat. There he sat on his own.
Yeah, so then just move. There you go.
Sit.
Good.
Okay. I'm pretty impressed with this walking around him, though.
Up. Good job. And then wait. There he goes. Relax. Move around. Up. Yep. Relax. Move around. Up.
Just as I said it.
Yeah. Relax. Up. Up again. There you go. And then relax. Move around. Now, what I'm going to have you do here is go to Theo and pet him.
Yeah.
And then you're going to step away, but you're not going to say anything. He should stay put. Up. Right. Good. Relax. Move around. Good. And back to his side.
Like kind of.
Yep. And try stepping away again. Good. Good. And break.
Break. Break.
Good.
I said it twice, but I didn't put pressure the first time.
Yeah. So whenever you give a command that he, for the most part, knows, with the gentle leader, you would use the gentle leader instead of repeating. You would just use that to make it happen. Okay. Questions about that so far?
No, it's pretty exciting. So, I guess not in terms of necessarily the training, but like, do I take the gentle leader off of him then if we're chilling around the house, but then before we go outside?
Correct. So you would use this when you're going to do your training sessions and when you take him out for his walks. And inside the home, he's fine. You don't need it. But if you do a training session with them, you see how much better that was than before the leash and the gentle leader?
Yeah.
Yes. So, and I'm not sure if you noticed, he's also calmed down.
He did. Look at him. He's just literally.
Yeah. The reason why he's calmed down is because of the pressure. Okay. Pressure is healthy. But the dog needs to be worked through it in order to learn how it turns on and how it turns off. And think of pressure as kind of like a form of discipline, right? But it's allowing you to reinforce things to a degree that they're supposed to be, and it's not a free-for-all, right? Like obedience is meant to serve a purpose. Roll over, paw, shake, sit pretty, stand, dance. Like I don't care about that stuff. That's fun stuff, okay?
Yeah.
But the essentials like heel, come, sit, down, stay.
Yeah, but I wanted to teach him how to heel eventually.
Yeah, and I do that. I always tell people wait after 6 months, but what you have right here is going to make your leash walking even better.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you find resistance, like let's say you go for a walk with Theo and he starts to do this, right? You would just keep moving forward, and the moment he moves forward, you would actually feed him. Okay, so you want to make sure you bring food with you, and you're trying to teach him you move with pressure, you don't move against pressure. Okay? So then if you wanted Theo to lay down, you would essentially use the leash and you would go downwards instead of going up. Right.
Oh, can we do that?
Try it.
No. Like hold down like that?
Yeah. So go ahead and go a little bit further back. Yeah, that's fine. So pull your leash up to get him in a sit real quick. Yep. Good. And then you can use your hand, and if you have a treat in your hand, the other hand, as you're pulling down, use the treat on his nose to help lure him down as well. There you go.
All right. And then we gotta go down. Nope.
Right. And feet.
There we go.
Good. Try that 2 more times.
Do I tell him or do I just pull him?
Just do the pull for now.
No.
Good.
There we go.
One more.
I gotta back up a little.
Good. All right. So then now you've taught them sit down and break with the leash. Okay. So the down command is meant for extended use. Like, so if I were to go to a restaurant and take my dogs with me and say down, they would lay down the entire time I'm at the restaurant.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
Because we've taken him out, and he's pretty good for the most part, but sometimes when he like walks around, he's like, I don't know, antsy or something, you know?
Right. So he needs direction, right? So what I do with this command in the beginning is, let's say you're going to watch TV for a bit.
Yeah.
Leash him up, put his gentle leader on, have a little bowl of kibble or whatever with you, down him at your feet, and then you would step on the leash real close to where the collar is.
Yeah.
To limit his range of motion.
Yeah.
And then you just watch TV for an hour and a half. Okay? So if he tries to get up, you're going to prevent that from happening, and eventually he'll lay back down again, and then I'll give him the reward. So I'm teaching him to...
So you still reward him then, even if you're like out or whatever?
You mean like outside?
Like if you're at like a restaurant or something.
Right. So what I do in the beginning is you want to start in the home.
Yeah.
And you build that up, and then, after a couple of weeks or a month of training, then you go to the patio, right? And you can feel free to bring stuff with you, but ideally you want to have done enough training that you don't need to do a whole lot of reward in that setting.
Gotcha. Okay. So you train with the reward in the home.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Okay. And this is this is real basic puppy stuff. This isn't like college level quite yet, but you're like how'd you say, like middle school-ish right now.
It's pretty good,
And then feel free to go online, look up gentle leader videos and stuff like that. For leash walking and everything. And then the next time I see you, we could talk about what you're still struggling with or what have you.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, if anything pops up, let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you in a week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to have to, I'm so bad. I'm going to have to reschedule. I got a bachelor party next weekend.
All right. Just tell Maria.
We'll see. I'll see what Maria's got.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Have a good day.